Tip number 4 in my list of 10 things that you must do to become an amazing guitarist. This tip is learn to play by ear. This one is so fundamental that you better learn to play by ear to be even an average guitarist. Forget amazing. If you're not able to do this right now, it doesn't mean that you don't have talent or great potential. You simply haven't learned the trick. You'll have a better understanding 5 minutes from now. When I first learned to play guitar, I remember how impressed I was when a guitarist could just pick up their axe and play along with a song on the radio. It was so far beyond my understanding that it was magical and possibly required more talent than I would ever possess. Playing by ear is just a set of techniques and is developed by practicing. You get better by first trying and failing. That's how I started. I can vividly remember trying to figure out a Doors song when I first began playing guitar. I can even remember where I was in the house and how I struggled and didn't have a clue. What I managed to learn over the next hour was that, well, it's best described as I learned how to utterly fail at playing by ear. But over time, I became very good at this. Complex leads and riffs must be slowed down and learned by constantly repeating the part and attempting to play along. I learned to do this with a reel-to-reel tape recorder. I would set the recording to half speed. As a result, it would also drop in pitch and octave, which was less than ideal. I would grab the reels and move them what I referred to as one lick's worth. Then I would play along, stop it, go back, and continue to repeat this process, sometimes hundreds of times, and eventually learn to rewind the tape perfectly to the exact beginning of the part that I was trying to learn. Today you can use an app like RiffStation that slows the music to whatever speed you find comfortable, and it keeps the pitch the same as the original recording. RiffStation even does a pretty good job of telling you the chord names and changes. So modern technology can cut your struggle to master this in a fraction of the time that I spent. It still requires an enormous amount of patience. To just simply figure out chords to song is really quite simple. First of all, you only have 7 chords to choose from. First, figure out the key of the recording that you're trying to copy by playing along using the first position of the pentatonic scale. Now, that sounded a little bit confusing, but simply put on the track, and here's the first position of the pentatonic scale, which you should know by now. So play a little bit of a lead while you're listening to the track. And if it sounds totally out, and it probably will, try it someplace else. That might sound out too. Just keep playing up and down the neck using that first pattern. Eventually, you're going to find something that works. It's like fitting a piece into a puzzle. Once you find the place that works, we'll say, for our example, that it's A. We all know how to play an A. It's this particular example will be A minor. So the next thing we have to figure out is what chords do we have to choose from? And as I told you, we only have 7 chords to choose from in any composition in popular music. Okay, I probably shouldn't say any composition, but typically you're going to have no more than 7 chords to choose from. So here we go. In A minor, we start off with A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor, F, G, back to A minor. these are the chords we have to choose from when we're trying to play along with the song. So by trial and error, you might find that the song isn't. So try. What if we find out that the song isn't in A minor? Now is it a whole different weird set of chords? Well, it's a different set of chords, but it's actually the same chord progression, just two frets flat. See, here's A minor, and G minor is down here. So you just play the exact same chord progression. They are different chords, but the shapes are the same. Hope this isn't too confusing. Instead of going, now you'll be going. So the major, minor, the interval, and everything is exactly the same. So you don't have to learn anything different other than move the whole progression down 2 frets. So instead of, we'll move down to here and go. Not only do you use this to copy songs written by others, but you can take this information and write your own tunes.